Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Hope all of you will be fine by grace of Allah. This is your history geography teacher students. We are starting chapter 1 of history, which is Mughal Empire, the foundation. Foundation means the base. Now today our topic for discussion are about three Mughal emperors: Zahiruddin Babur, Nasiruddin Muhammad Humayun, and Sher Shah Suri. So the first one topic is about Zahiruddin Babur. Students, look on this picture. This is Zahiruddin Babur. So students, you know what does mean by Babur? You know the meaning of this name? Babur is a word of Turkish language. It means a lion, a brave person. So Zahiruddin Babur's early life, he was the son of Umar Sheikh Mirza, who was the ruler of Fergana. He was a Chugtai Turk and belonged to the stock of Amir Temur. Babur's mother was also a great ruler. So Babur was the child of two famous rulers of Central Asia. Babur's father paid special attention to his education as well as brought up his son. He taught Babur the knowledge and literature of Persian, Arabic and Turkish language as well as the art of poetry. Now what about abilities and skills of Zahiruddin Babur? Babur learned courage and self-confidence in hard times from these two women. Babur was brought up in mountainous region. He loved for nature and natural beauty. In early age he excelled. He has command in art of warfare like swordsmanship, archery and horse riding. About his success, Zahiruddin Babur was a successful man. The first war he won was he occupied the Kandahar area, the Battle of Kandahar in 1527 AD, as well as he also won the Battle of Panipat, the first Battle of Panipat, which was fought in 1526 AD. So he was a great successful man. Now we will discuss this important first long key of this chapter, which are the circumstances that lead Zahiruddin Babur to India. Circumstances mean under which situations, conditions Zahiruddin Babur came to India. So the first major reason was this: the northern areas, it was the background of this situation. The northern areas of subcontinent were under the sway of Ibrahim Lodi, who had caused some serious problems there due to his personal attitude and political ambition. So students, you know the meaning of sway. Sway means influence, and political attitude. Attitude means his behavior, while ambitions mean his aims, his goals or objectives. His officials were also annoyed. They were also angry because his obstinate behavior, his rude behavior, his stubborn behavior. The reasons of Zahiruddin Babur arrival to India. So to handle such a situation of confusion and disintegrity, disintegrity means a crumble situation. In this situation, Daulat Khan Lodi, who was the uncle of Ibrahim Lodi, he himself invited Babur to come to India and to attack. He also promised for his help. Now, after Zahiruddin Babur, his son Nasiruddin Humayun came in to control the situation of the state. Nasiruddin Humayun, like his father, he was also a brave person. Now I will tell you about his early life. Nasiruddin Humayun was born in Kabul in 1508 AD. Babur gave special attention to his intellectual and practical training. Humayun very quickly learned Turkish, Arabic and Persian language and also literature. Now about his skills, he was specially interested in mathematics and astronomy. Humayun's military career began with taking part in military wars along with his father. So Babur appointed him the governor of Badakhshan when he was only 12 years old. Humayun managed the state affairs successfully. His advisors and people of Badakhshan had an important role in his accomplishment of training. About his success, Humayun fought many wars and he was also a successful man. Babur sent his child Humayun to Agra to take charge of treasury and other establishments, and Humayun had prohibited his soldiers from any type of killing and looting. So he was a successful man as well as he was a great person. After there comes encounter with Afghan Janin. This is the third long queue of this chapter and also very important. So what does mean by encounter? Encounter means an uncertain situation, unexpected situation. So in this situation, what happened? Sher Suri persuaded all the Afghan tribes to turn out Humayun from the subcontinent. You know the meaning of persuaded? It's influence. To convince Afghan tribe to take out from their country, from their state. So Afghan confederated with Sher Shah. They united with Sher Shah. After this come exile of Humayun. Exile means to take out, to exit Humayun from their state. After his defeat at Kannauj, whose defeat? It was Humayun's defeat. Humayun faced many hardships in reaching Agra. Student, you know why he was defeated? What was the reason behind it? The reason was Sher Shah Suri and the Afghan tribes who were united, and due to them Humayun was defeated at Kannauj. Humayun faced many hardships in reaching Agra. Sher Shah Suri was following him. Humayun went toward Delhi to escape. After his departure, Sher Shah captured Agra. This is return of Humayun. So how was the situation and how Humayun returned, come back to India? Humayun kept away from India for 15 years. He was not in India for 15 years. You know why he was not there? Because Sher Shah Suri, following him, he persuaded Afghan tribes and Humayun was defeated at Kannauj. So he left India for 15 years. He waited for 15 years. After the death of Sher Shah Suri, provinces started raising voices for independence. After Islam Shah's death, Humayun captured Peshawar in 1554 AD and Lahore in 1555 AD. This is Sher Shah Suri. So students, we are going to discuss the third Mughal emperor, Sher Shah Suri. Here comes early life, education, skills and success of Sher Shah Suri. Real name of Sher Shah Suri was Farid Khan. He was born in 1486 AD. His father Hassan Khan Suri joined the army of Jaunpur's Raja and progressed to the rank of General. Sher Shah Suri was also an intellectual man. He was also an educated person. Sher Shah Suri had great ambitions and also possessed the potential to achieve them. Sher Shah Suri, about his success, he was also a successful man. You know that the first his step was he occupied Agra. Most of the areas were under Sher Shah Suri. Here comes different structures that Sher Shah Suri built in during his time period. This is the administrative structure. Look on this picture. This is the representation of administrative structure of Sher Shah Suri. The empire was administratively divided into province, Sarkar, Pargana, Tehsil and village. Following heads administrated them. Administrative means they manage the whole state. So these heads manage the whole state: governor, head Shikdar and head Munsif. Who is governor or who was the governor? Head of the province was called Subedar or governor. And who was head Shikdar? Head Shikdar and head Munsi, both, they were in charge of administrative matters. He was responsible for law and order situation. Amin was also in charge of financial matter and regulate the enforcement and collection of revenue. After this comes Panchayat system. Students, you know, we are reading Sher Shah Suri's different structures that he built for his state, for running his state. The first structure we discussed, that was the administrative system, and now we are discussing Panchayat system. Look on this picture. This is the representation of Panchayat system. It is a system in which there are like different problems of the village or like number of people or even an individual person. If they have problem regarding to any their personal issue or about their life, they facing any problem or difficulties, so in Panchayat system this problem is discussed among the persons. Sher Shah kept Panchayat system of villages intact. Panchayat was a council or institution in which community leaders or whole village decided their collective or individual matter. They sort out their problem by discussion with their superiors. This is the police system of Sher Shah Suri. So Sher Shah Suri gave the responsibility of law and order to Muqaddam or Chaudhry of his respective area. They were responsible for investigation of any murder or robbery and theft within their jurisdiction. Jurisdiction means a legal authority. After this come intelligence system, tax system and justice system. And now about the intelligence system. To enhance effectiveness of their administration, Sher Shah Suri reformed the intelligence system to monitor the local influential people and chaudhries as well as the common man. After this comes tax system. Sher Shah Suri paid special attention towards the currency system to sort out the problems of payment in import and export. In the beginning, he issued new copper coin and named them rupiah in place of taka. As well as the revenue and tax collection department were given special instruction that they should not harass the traders. After this come justice system. So during Sher Shah Suri time period, justice system was also running very well. Sher Shah Suri used to say that maintaining justice is an obligation equally recognized by all Muslim or non-Muslim rulers. He was also of the few that on governmental and social level, individual and collective happiness and prosperity can be guaranteed only by maintaining justice. Then after this comes means of communication. It was also very strong during Sher Shah Suri. There was a highway which was constructed during this period. A highway was constructed from Bengal to Khyber. It's a road that was constructed during his period. And the second one, joining of Agra with Banaras. It was also a big achievement during his time period. After there are also more achievement during this time period about means of communication, and in a restaurant like a hotel where people stay during traveling, they stay there, they have a lunch, breakfast or dinner during their stay there while they are traveling from one area to other. So he established an inn at every 8 kilos distance. And the second one achievement was the postal offices. He also established postal offices there. He also enhanced some postal offices there, so that people can they have contact with their other friends or relatives, or they can be connected with the other areas as well. After this come welfare institutions. Establishment of many institutions for public welfare. Sher Shah Suri established many institutions for public advantage, for their benefit. He also provided free food for poor and destitute people like orphans. He also constructed many hospitals where the treatment of patient some poor people, they can't afford the fees of a heavy fees of private hospitals, so he established that hospital who gave free treatment to the patients. He also constructed many schools for the betterment of education system in whole the state. So student, it was all about this whole chapter. We have discussed all the three emperors in it. The first one emperor is Mughal Emperor Babur. Second one is Zahiruddin Humayun. So in Nasiruddin Humayun, and the last one is Sher Shah Suri. So your home task is you have to again thorough reading of this chapter and also learn uh, questions, additional question and short Q, and also long Q related to this whole chapter. Take care. See you next.